Hello there, fellow frenzies, fellow wrestling nerds. Uh, I have a new video today. Today's video is going to be me talking about the state of women's professional wrestling. I know a lot of people say that it's better now than what it was before, but if you watched WrestleMania, you would know for some reason women's wrestling just got like basically no time out there. And WWE sells this narrative that if you win the Royal Rumble, you're a WrestleMania main eventer already. Yet for some reason, the women haven't main evented a WrestleMania since WrestleMania with Bianca and Sasha. And one of them's not even in the company anymore. One of them has been wrestled in over a year and a half now. That women wrestling is the best it's ever been, and that WWE is pushing women's wrestling. Yet they're not on the main event of any shows. The only show, sadly, that women have main evented are the show where they have only had women matches. Okay, that is a problem, WWE. We need to talk about it because women. Some of the women are more popular than some of the men you are putting out there. Okay, Rhea Ripley, for example, she has earned a WrestleMania main event by this point. I'm surprised she hasn't main evented one yet. The one was Charlotte, that should have main evented, but unfortunately it was main evented by the tag match at WrestleMania 39. And even though yes, the tag match was more better, um, it's weird for me because for some reason they have yet to have main evented, and I don't understand that narrative. I really don't. Another part is um like I said, Rhea is becoming super popular than some of the male wrestlers there is. Like if you go to a random person, some people probably know Rhea Ripley more than like a Seth Rollins or like a Gunther. They'll probably know her more than them. And it's those are some of the people that have main evented shows that have been pushed to the top. And Rhea is now becoming one of the main faces for women's wrestling. As such as like wrestlers like Becky Lynch, all time name, Charlotte Flair, Liv Morgan is starting to become one of the main names now. Uh, like I said, it is frustrating for women's wrestling because they are constantly being shown to us as some of the biggest stars that WWE has, and that they are always told that they can main event a show. Yet WWE never puts them in the main event of anything. They hardly put them in the main event of Monday Night Raws and SmackDowns. Like, how WWE are gonna keep talking about women's wrestling when you themselves don't even push it to becoming a main event program or anything like that? Can you name me one blood feud that we have had in recent months without saying like? Can you tell me one feud that did not involve a title? Like one major feud that did not involve a title with women's wrestling. Whereas in men's, I can tell you numerous. Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre didn't need a belt. Um, Seth versus Gunther didn't need a belt, but yet it was led on as a main event program. There was no women's matches at WrestleMania that did not include a championship belt at all. And WWE had to fix that because there was plenty of men matches that didn't have the belts. Yet the women's, every single match, there has yet to have been a blood feud without a title in women's wrestling. That right there solidifies that women's wrestling is not even being pushed at all, not even in the slightest. The best feud that you have had that was technically a blood feud in recent years is Rhea and Liv, and that was for the title. Like, I hate to say it, but like, I know Rhea was chasing the title, but that could have been without the title. That is one of my hot takes. Is Rhea and Liv Morgan's feud didn't need the title at all. It could have been climacted it in a steel cage hardcore match or something. It didn't need the belt. It would have been amazing if during that time at Saturday Night's Main Event, the first one, Liv Morgan dropped it to Io because Io earned it, and they had a great match. And we grew to see Io would still somehow become the person to walk into WrestleMania with that belt. Um, Liv Morgan this year won the Royal Rumble. She was slated as a WrestleMania main eventer because of her winning the Rumble. I think that night one should always and forever always should go to a women's wrestling match. It should go to the Royal Rumble winner. WWE, you have to fix the problem with women's wrestling. Yes, it is better than it's ever been. There is no sexualizing them anymore. There is no more making them look like weak, crazy women. Now they are professional wrestlers, so start treating them like them. Because we are getting women who are busting their asses just to not get barely any showtime. Ivy Nile is a phenomenal wrestler. A lot of fans really love her, and yet she's not being shown. Natty Neidhart, the low key legend. A lot of people started liking her. She's a legend in this business, legitimately. Yeah, where did she go? Her and Maxine ceased to exist. They just gave up on that. There was no payoff at all. Like, I was really starting to love the low key legend 99 Hurt. But yeah, they already said, we don't love it anymore. Bye bye. But yeah, if someone like a Gunther, his plans are scrapped. Oh, we're automatically trying to fix it. If, I don't know who else had their things ruined lately in the men's. I can name a lot of stuff. For some reason, they are always so quick to fix men's problems and stick to men things, yet women have to suffer because if the fans don't love it, they're just booted to the curve. Whereas if it was a man, they scramble to find the next idea to push that male wrestler for some reason. Um, the mid card division. Can you name someone that? Can you name a feud that Becky Lynch has really had? Yes, you can. But in the SmackDown division, the United States title, you can't. And that is a problem because some reason that division is non-existent. Julia, yes, she has been a phenomenal champion with no feuds. You even include him into the WrestleMania card 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row that the women's United States champion has not been in WrestleMania. How did you even think? Did the IC title show up at WrestleMania last year? I don't even think so. Who was it? Lyra? She did, but for another match. WWE, you introduced these mid card titles just for you to not care about them at all. Like, yes, you're showing a little sign with Tiffany Stratton in there, but I'm pretty sure, watch, you're gonna just have Tiffany Stratton be champion just so that we can give all these other people like Michin, BFAB, new rematches just for them to lose to Tiffany Stratton and probably for like a Julia or a Chelsea Green to take the title. The only three other two to hold the title. Like WWE, you can. There's a lot of women in WWE that can use some screen time. Could use the ability and time to have blood feuds. Could have feuds without the title. WWE. We need to start incorporating more women's wrestling and storytelling. Because for some reason, WWE does not want to do that at all. It's a huge mystery to me on why they don't want to do it. But anyways, this is the video today. Push women's wrestling. My the only match that I ever could see WWE trying to have in the main event of WrestleMania, and even if then, is probably like a Rhea versus Charlotte Flair Part 3, or a Rhea versus Bianca Belair. That's about it. But yeah, that's today's video. The problem with women's wrestling. That is today's video. And thank you for watching. Leave your opinions down of whether or not if I'm wrong or other ideas you have for that is a problem with women's wrestling. Thank you for coming. Goodbye.